coming up this week, an update on my latest challenge. And well, things don't always quite go according to plan. So if you've been watching recently, you will know that I have a brand new challenge, yes, and I am trying to get back up to a half marathon distance. I've run it before, but only once. So I'm trying to do that a little bit more regularly, but way before I even think about that, I am trying to put in more miles because I have kind of drifted off a little bit recently, and I've just kind of been doing one 10k a week. Now if you saw last week's video, you will know that the first week I managed to go out for one midweek run, so you know that's okay, it's a step in the right direction. But I have to say the second week, it hasn't quite gone to plan.
Baby, you poppin', you got me Gucci. You got them boys on the pressure, you like a movie. I'm down to love you forever, ain't gonna lose it. You got me Gucci.
So before I talk about any of that stuff, any of that week 2 stuff, let's just kind of go for a run because I'm venturing out, and although it's kind of only mid-afternoon, the sun is already going down. I think it's supposed to set, I don't know, 4 something anyway, so the days are getting incredibly short now, and it's starting in November, but kind of catches up with you, doesn't it? You think, oh no, where are the days going? So I'm venturing out now. It's already got a bit of a chill in the air actually, so going out for a bit of a run, see how I get on, and then after that run I'm going to tell you a little bit about this second week.
You show me love, 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 love. Can't get enough, no. Baby, you poppin', you got me Gucci. You got them boys on the pressure, you like a movie. I'm down to love you forever, ain't gonna lose it. You got me Gucci, oh yeah.
There we go, run complete. Let's stick a time straight up on the screen and you'll see I did a 10k. And I'm quite pleased about that actually because of the story that I'm about to tell you, because I think I said at the beginning that things haven't gone quite according to plan this week, because I am supposed to be trying to go out more than once a week because I need to start building up that distance. I mean, when I catch the 5k, I was going out 3 times a week, and that ought to kind of be my goal. And I was talking in last week's video, if you saw it, about how really that's perfectly possible. It shouldn't be that difficult, frankly. But I have an excuse this week, really. And that is, and this will be familiar territory for anybody who's got pets. So if you've got cats or gecko, or horse, or giraffe, something, you know, like a pet, then I don't know where you keep a pet giraffe. It'd be tricky, wouldn't it? Especially feeding them, you need a big ladder. Anyway, what am I talking about? I've got dogs, and you know, they're part of the family, aren't they? So you want to do your best for them. My dogs are old ladies. I mean, one of them is 2 months' time, she'll be 12, and the other one, 14 and a half, which in dog years is ancient. So, you know, you want to take you want to look after them as best you can. You want to do the best for them. Now, this one, who's the older dog, has had this kind of nasty growth on her ear. The vet isn't overly concerned about it, but it was getting sort of bigger and bigger, and it was getting to the stage where it was quite difficult to kind of manage and look after. So we were worried that maybe she would have to go in and have this thing taken off. And having anaesthetic when you're an older canine is not a good thing. She's got a little bit of doggy dementia as well, and you know, there's sort of blood pressure issues and goodness knows, all sorts of stuff. So knocking her out is really something we didn't want to do. Anyway, our vet, he's a clever chap, Daniel, and he said he had a word with the head nurse, and they had a sort of chat about it, and they said, right, what we might like to try and do is a local anaesthetic round where it is, and see if she's well behaved enough, and see if they can kind of do something under a local, which of course would be much better. But there was still a very good chance that she would go under. Now, all of this was building up for quite a number of weeks, and we arranged that we were going to have this thing taken off about 2 weeks before this week. So we had 2 weeks to kind of stress about it, and it is quite stressful. And the night before the op, barely got a wink of sleep really, as you can imagine. You know, I was sort of worried about it. So I've heard she didn't know it was coming. So anyway, she went in, and I'm pleased to say they managed to do it under a local. They rather than completely removing it, he's kind of you know, took it away in bits. Anyway, I don't want to go into too much detail in case you're squeamish. And it's done quite well. Now the next day, she started limping. The day after the op. And it's like, oh no, what's happened now? And then my other half remembered that she got a thorn in her foot a couple of days, just the day before actually, the day before the op, she got a thorn in her foot and she pulled it out. We thought, oh no, maybe there's something left in there. So it was back down to the vets again the following day. And the vet that we saw then, she couldn't see anything in there, but we're having to, you know, sort of treat that. So she had to wear a boot on her foot when she was out for a walk. She had the cone of shame on overnight to stop her kind of, you know, scratching her ear, and it's been all sorts. So it was quite stressful. And there's something about all the stress, I think, it kind of builds up, doesn't it? So I'm absolutely shattered. The operation was on the Tuesday this week. Today is Sunday. And, you know, I was going to think about going out for a run maybe Wednesday or Thursday, but I was too tired. I was absolutely shattered. I think it kind of caught up with me. And so it was like, it just didn't happen. And anybody who's a pet owner, you'll know about it. You'll know these things. I mean, you love them to bits and, you know, you want to do the best for them. So, yeah, you know, it just wasn't going to happen. So here I am now at the weekend, and I have ventured out, and I didn't know really how far I'd go. I thought, I wonder whether I'll perhaps only, I was thinking maybe 8K today, so I'm actually really chuffed that I did 10. And also, the time wasn't half bad either. I was quite pleased, really, with today. I went out, and I said, I felt good. It felt really good. But, you know, my plans, kind of, you know, best laid plans and all that stuff. So, anyway, never mind, you know, it is what it is. And I think really it's important to look on the positives. And the positives are that I've been out and I've run. I've gone out, I've run 10K. The dog's doing okay, she's doing well. She's full of beans, actually. She's jumping about, full of life, which is great, you know. So all is good. It's very easy to look on the negative, and, you know, really it's all good. So, yeah, so that's kind of it as far as updates on the challenge go. But, you know, I'll keep going. And next week's another week. Run that I've just been on, I took a different route today from my kind of favourite 10k route that I have been on, that you will know very well if you've been watching this channel for a while, but I kind of deviated a bit, just, you know, for a change. But the thing about it, the downside of the route that I went today, is that it's along kind of a main road, and there's like all sorts of shops, and there's a Lidl's and a McDonald's to pass the area, and a route to a tip, and all sorts, and a petrol station. And when I go down that way, you've got to kind of be a bit careful that you don't get run over, basically. And sometimes I go down there, it's okay. Sometimes I have a near miss. Today, within the space of about 100 yards, 2 near misses. And I kind of make sure, I mean, if a car can't see me, if there's a bollard or something in the way, not a car trying to go the other way or something, then I would stop. Even though I don't like stopping, I would stop. You know, self-preservation and all that. But, you know, on both of these things today where I nearly got run over, there was plenty, you know, if they'd looked, but they're not. They're sort of looking out and looking at the traffic and getting ready to pull out as quickly as they can. And it was close, so I really mustn't go that way. You know, oh dear. Well, both occasions they sort of waved and went, sorry, because they realised that, you know, they were kind of made a bit of a mistake. But, you know, I don't know whether they would have waved at me if I'd been bounced off their bonnet. I don't know, perhaps they wouldn't have had time. But, yeah, I don't know. It can be a bit dangerous, guys. So I think maybe a different route. But it's nice to go a different route occasionally, isn't it? And that's why I went today. Most of it was different. It was nice. And maybe that's why the route was better. I don't know. The first 5 kilometres I did quite well. But then on kilometre 6, my music stopped. And the reason for that is that, I think I mentioned last week, there's this thing on my watch now where it's giving you pace times after every kilometre. And unfortunately, well, I'll say unfortunately, I have it going through my AirPod through the ear, and I think I'm a bit deaf in this ear, pardon, and so I can't hear it very well. So what I was doing was to hit the play button so the music would start again, and, you know, interrupt the pace, because I can't hear it anyway. But I think I got a bit carried away and double pressed it or did something on kilometre 6, and after that I could not get the music back. I was trying to play it and it would only play on my phone and wouldn't play through the earphones, so I just took them out. So the last sort of 4 kilometres, no music, which was okay, I don't really mind too much. And kilometre 9 was very much uphill. So I think if it wasn't for those 2 things, I might have been on for a sole hour today, which is bizarre considering the week I've had. And yesterday my legs felt like lead. So that's good, it's good, isn't it? Yeah, I think so. See, Look on the positive. Look on the positive. Anyway, that's enough waffle. Thanks so much for watching. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this week's Rambly video, as it's always rambly. And don't forget to subscribe if you enjoyed it. And I will see you for hopefully an update of more running. That's the plan, more running next week.